Okay, so the looker, the documentation. So here is the prepared one I prepared for you. Okay, so this is just a theoretical about the how about the looker and looker studio. So do you know about the looker studio as well?
I did enroll the Looker. Um, yeah.
Oh,
In the free one. It's free
yes,
actually,
yes,
right? Yeah.
yes.
So I did log into my Gmail account and get installed the Looker
Okay,
there.
so I will give
So
you the complete overview of the what is about the looker and looker studio. Okay,
Looker
so
Studio.
yeah,
Okay.
so basically, we are in the the data visualization or business intelligence, right? So
Mm.
the teams are it's growing very fastly. Okay, so
Yep,
they want to
that's
take the
correct.
decisions based on their data. So that is the reason the every tech company they were starting their own BI tools. Okay, so if you see the Power BI from the Microsoft company,
Mm.
okay, they've started Power BI. And the similar way, Tableau is the one company. So recently that is acquired by the Salesforce company. So Tableau also one of the data visualization tool. So in the similar way, Looker is the one company they started earlier.
Mm.
Okay, in 2015 or 14, that time they started. So they were growing very fastly. Okay, from the Google side, okay, Google is one of the major tech company. Their side, there is a one tool they have that is Data Studio earlier. Okay, so that tool was not that much good. Okay, so if you want to do some kind of analysis, it will take a lot of time. It will completely hanging, and the performance as wise also it will be very last. So if you try to run a report, it will take a lot of time. So that is a not good enough. So that is the reason what they did. The Google company they acquired the Looker tool. So
Mm.
basically, Looker is a separate company. They acquired the Looker. Okay. So that is Looker is not only data visualization. It will do the business intelligence. Okay. So I can say business intelligence. What is mean is okay. So we can do some kind of governance. Okay. So we can do some kind of modeling. Okay. So if data is coming from the different data sources, like say if our data is some data is coming from the Snowflake. Okay. Some of the data is coming from the BigQuery from the GCP side. So in that side, what they will do, they will structure everything. They will join the tables. Okay, they will do this kind of mapping. Okay, so this is about the Looker. From the Looker Studio, they have earlier their own tool, right? Google, that is Data Studio. Grace,
Yep.
yeah, okay. So their own tool that is Data Studio is there, right? So they've started building based on the Looker. Okay, they implemented with the Looker, and they provided with the free of cost. So basically, Looker Studio is completely free of cost, and this is for just for data visualization. So if you want to create some kind of report, right, you can upload the data through the either flat files. I can say it's a flat file means like Excel. If a data is
CSV.
available,
Yep.
yeah, CSV files. Those connections you can straight away you can connect with the just you need to have just a Gmail account. Okay, you can connect on top of that if you want to do some kind of ad hoc reports. We can go and you can create. But once you create the report, so that is, I mean, we can't do the reusability. Okay. Suppose you created some report with the Excel data. So you created some kind of calculations. Okay. Going forward, you might be received some kind of other data in CSV file. In that case, what are the calculations you already created, right? Those calculations again you need to create. Okay. For the CSV file.
Mm.
So from the Looker side, you don't need to create. So once you created, you can use reusable for multiple times. Okay. So hope you understand the
Yep.
difference
Yep.
between the Looker and the Looker Studio. So if you have, I mean, if you confused about anything or if you not understanding, just let me know. I will try to explain very deeply. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So basically, this is about the Looker. So basically, this is a modern business intelligence tool. So it will do the lot of things. Okay. So one of the disadvantage in the Looker is it's not supporting any flat files like what we discussed about, right? The CSV Excel files. those connections which is not accepting Looker. Okay. So if you are trying to create the report based on the Excel data or CSV file, in that case, it won't work for you. The thing is, you need to load the Excel or CSV data to the any kind of DB like Snowflake or BigQuery, different DBs. So from there, you need to connect to the Looker and you need to create. The reason behind is the Looker is completely built on the LookML, so which is a modeling layer. So LookML modeling layer is it's a completely depending on the SQL. Okay, so basically Looker supports only the SQL based databases. Okay, so if your database is not supporting SQL, in that case your Looker won't accept that connection. Even you can't create any report. Got it?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So here is about the basic understanding. So here is the complete architecture, how it will work. Okay. Basically, the Looker sitting in the in between. So which is the agile modeling. So agile modeling means, so if you already created some report, okay, you already publish it to the prod. So users already using their own report. So in between, there is some change you received. Okay, you need to do some kind of additional calculations or existing calculation, which is not working. So in that case, you no need to. It's not going to interrupt to the existing report. Okay, you can take the complete code as a backup as a development mode. You can do changes, whatever the changes you want. You can test it in the development mode itself. So once it is done, you can push the changes to the prod. So in that case, it is going to not impact to the end users. So that is about the agile modeling. Okay. So the Looker, which is supporting Git version control. So Git version control means, so if you are doing some changes, okay, today, we can give, once you push the code to the prod, okay, after that you don't know so what kind of calculations you did earlier, so you want to review your data. If you want to review your calculation, in that case every time it is going to be one version, it is going to be created. Okay, suppose not only you, Grace, so some other team member also working with you along. Okay, he created some other calculations or reports. Okay, so those reports he created and he left the organization. So in that situation, you don't know what kind of the calculations he created. So in that case, the version control is more useful. Okay, so suppose you did some kind of calculations, some mistake. So earlier the calculation is which is correct, but unfortunately you made the changes and committed and you pushed to the prod, but you want to revert back your changes. So in that situation also, the Git version control is very useful because you can go ahead and you can see in the previous version what you did. Okay. So this is about the connections, database connections. It will support various DB connections from the SaaS. SaaS means it's completely inbuilt on the cloud side. The transactional DBs, the transactional DBs, SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, DB2. Those are comes under transactional DB. You know, right? Transactional DB. What is transactional DB?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah. Right. So here is the business planning. Everything which is available is a similar way. It will connect to the web analytics as well. So it will take the data from here, and if here we are doing our modeling. So once we create the report, everything we can to the end users, we can place through the web interface. By this self-service, the export is a one option, visualization is a one option. Okay, we can do the embedding. So I can say embedding means suppose you are running your own website. Okay, so you want to show some your KPI value. So how many users are logging? How many the users are logging in the similar way some kind of revenue kind of KPI you want to show in your website. So simply we can create the dashboard or the particular report. We can integrate to the web interface by using iframes or JavaScript. Okay, so we can integrate to the web interface. So once you open your website, you can see the from the Looker side to the your own website, right? You can see the data. So that is about the embedding, and we have a scheduling delivery as well. So if you created some report, so you don't want to see every day, you want to share your report to the every day or every week or monthly or weekly twice. In that case, we can just schedule by using the schedule option. Either we can schedule through mail. So once created with the email, it will send to the your email address. So what is the recipient's details? If you give, it will transfer to the every time. It will automatically based on the time zone and a specific time. It will trigger and it will show to the users. Is the similar way. If you want to store your report to the some kind of S3 bucket, Amazon S3 bucket, or is there any services we can integrate? The similar way we can use the REST API. Okay, so REST API is some kind of API connection we can integrate and we can show it in the Slack. Slack they were using right away. Like just like a Teams, we have a Slack. Have you heard about Slack? Right?
No, haven't used Slack before.
Okay. So nowadays, most of the tech companies they were using Slack for better communication purpose. It's just like a Teams, how we have interacting. The similar way Slack will be. It will integrate to the Slack. It will be easy. So that is the reason they opted for the Slack. Okay. So this is about the architecture about the Looker.